Good evening, March 10th. We are looking today at Spring Branch in the Houston market area. So let's dive into Spring Branch and see what it's all about. What's happening as of March 10th, 2025, going back the last 6 months, actually going back to 2019 if we want. Let me blow this screen up here. So now we're looking at my analytics dashboard. Customized, custom-made analytics dashboard, looking at all of the Houston market area. We are feeding in all the solds, all the actives, pendings, coming soons, price drops, back on market. We're looking at all the above here in the Houston market area. If you want to know what's going on in Houston, this is the channel to follow. You are a buyer, a retail buyer, a home buyer, an investor, a flipper, a builder, no matter what it is that you are doing, this is the channel to follow. Houston by the numbers. So make sure you hit the follow button and stay informed. Of course, if anything you like on this channel, please use me as your real estate agent to represent you in the sale. That's what keeps me in business. Got to be able to provide this information to you and also work in the business and get sales. So love to have you on this channel and looking forward to working with you. So here is Spring Branch. Let's zip right over to it. Spring Branch. All right, here we go. Down to Spring Branch, we're looking at 550 sales that have occurred in the last 6 months. So let's zoom into that on the map. We are seeing this triangular shape of Spring Branch. Now, last weekend, I worked a house at 1754 Mox Drive in Royal Oak subdivision neighborhood and met some wonderful people there, some fantastic people. And so that is why I'm making this video right now to talk about what's going on in Spring Branch, the different nuanced situations with Spring Branch, and what to know about it. And we're going to find some deals. Okay, we're going to find some deals. So in Spring Branch as a whole, this market area, these are all the sales plotted out, arranged in color by bedroom count, and the size of the bubbles associated with the size of the house. So we've got 550 closings in the last 6 months at a median sale price of $427,750 or $215 per square foot. That's what's going on right now. It's taken about 41 days to get a house under contract for any seller. People are buying homes around 2,034 square foot in this area, built around 2009. Year-over-year sale prices have dropped a little bit. So the same 6 months compared to the previous year, minus 1.6% in sale prices. So this 427 is 1.6% lower than it was last year. Makes sense with the higher interest rates. 97.5% is what the sale price to original list price is. So sellers are willing to negotiate upwards of 2.5% off of their list price in order to make a deal happen. So sellers are going to be ambitious. They're going to ask a lot of money. In this case, if you look here in the gauge, the top gauge here, the list price is median list price across the area of the 403 actives is close to $500,000, but that's not what they actually trade for. They trade for more like $430,000. So there is a $70,000 discrepancy. You could say that sellers have their heads up their butts. They're trying to sell their homes for $70,000 more than what they're trading at. And at the end of the day, they're having to give it away 2.5% to negotiate out a deal. But only the most marketable homes are selling. Okay, this is 97.5%, but this 97.5% is calculated from this 427,750. So homes are not selling anywhere close to this. This is not even close to the 97.5 here. Homes that are around this 500K mark are sitting on the market a lot longer, not selling, whereas homes in the 430 range are actually selling within that 41 expected time frame, 41 days. So you have to be very careful walking into this market. We're looking at a very high risk of 81% to buy a house here. So if you're going into this market unrepresented, If you're going into this market with your brother-in-law or your grandma as your buyer's agent, okay, I don't recommend that. All right, unless they're sophisticated in the spring branch market, okay, we're not trying to give away commission checks. We're trying to earn it, okay, and so the best way to do that is to know the market. The best way to represent you in this real estate market is to know the market better than anybody. This helps amazing for that. So 81% is a very high risk profile. Not me saying it, that's the market. So we got to know the market really well. Exposure is 20%. That's extremely high. That exposure describes how overpriced the neighborhood is, how exposed you are to the risk, the variation of sale prices. So we want to make sure that we, in order to accomplish the right value, that we have expertise, market expertise. That's where we come into play, the Realetix team. We know all about it. Pending rate here is pretty good, 27.1%. I'd rather see it north of 30, but 27.1% is not too bad. So that's about 1 out of 4 available houses on the market are under a contract. That's current as of today. Inventory is a little over 4 months of inventory for Spring Branch. So that means that you can expect the area to sell out, the 403 actives to sell out in just over 4 months if we stop posting stuff for sale on the market. All that should go away within 4 months. Now, that is a calculation of based on how many sales occurred in the last 6 months, what we can expect to sell in the next 6 months, 403 in 2 months, 4 months, excuse me. Now, as you know, there's floodplains throughout this market area, so we've got to be very careful. We don't want to be buying stuff that's in flood zones. We don't want our houses to flood, right? So we are tracking flood zones here. We got flood zone indicators here. The green is for active inventory, which is over here, and the red is for sold inventory. And then we can also pick flood zones here. We've got 500-year floodplain. This is the 0.2%. We've got the 100-year floodplain, which is the 1%. So we can choose through. We've got floodways. We've got high risk, low risk, coastal flood zones, out of the flood zones, and some unknown based on where they're located. So we want to be very careful. We don't want to be buying something in a flood zone. You already know that because it's not good to have a flood risk, but also we don't want to, we want to get a house that's not a flood zone because of the marketability of that house, okay, resale value. We're focused on resale value. Now we can see here from the 403 actives as of today that there is the max sale price, max list price, I should say, max list price is about $3 million. And that list price is on a home that was built on a 13,000 square foot lot. It's been on the market for over a year, 371 days. We can see it's out of the flood zone. It's 5-bedroom, 5-bath, 2 half baths, and built in 2024. It's a huge house, 6,368 square foot. So there's going to be nothing like it. It'd be hard to sell something like that. It's also in Spring Branch, not in the Villages. Villages is on the south side here, right? So some people get those confused. They mix them up. So we want to make sure we're not mixing those up. Okay, let's take a look at what else we have here. So let's look at a more specific area, okay? So if we're going to look at, let's say, 1754 Mo, all right, I'm going to pick on this one because we were actually hosting this one last weekend. So let's take a closer look at this real fast. So going right back in here. So what we have is 1754 Mox Drive, $560,000. I have an equity indicator and a deal indicator. Currently, no equity, no deal really in this. We're about to find out, what's going on with it here in a second. But it's sitting on a 9,750 square foot lot. It's in the Royal Oaks area. Royal Oaks. Days available is 18 days. We had that open house. We had like 4 or 5 that came to it, so that's decent traffic. It's just shy of 2,000 square foot in size, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, built in 1960. It is out of the flood zone. Okay, gotta like that. All right, so let's see what we have here for the subdivision. So see, we've got Royal Oak subdivision here. Let's take a look at the school. We are at Westwood Elementary, so let's go ahead and plug that in to Westwood Elementary. So let me show you what happens when we do that. So we got Westwood. We want the Spring Branch Westwood. All right, so once we do that, we see that this house, among the solds in this neighborhood, Royal Oaks area, so you can see right there, around this park, okay, and Mox is right there. So these are homes within the area that people would be interested in potentially buying, and we can see they're plotted out in this scatter plot as well. So we need all these tools. We need the gauges, okay, per square foot gauges. What the gauges are doing is it's gauging a listing and seeing how it measures up against the sold market for the area. So for this area, this precise neighborhood area, we're looking at homes between $325,000 for pretty much a remodel type of house, low quality remodel, to 1.13 million, and these are in red because they actually sold. Okay, and then per square foot, we've got between 79 and 302 per square foot. So this is your sold market. We want whatever's listed to fall within those numbers. Okay, we use the market value measures, as you can see here. Those are great measures. They're really good tools for us to know kind of our limits, our boundaries of where we want to be at. And so for this house being in this neighborhood has a risk profile of 47%, 47% risk profile. So it's very risky to buy a house here. Given that risk profile, my system says not to pay more than $816,218 for a house here, but it also says that we should not go above $272 per square foot. All right, so they're asking $282 a square foot for this house, so at $272, it's overpriced by about $10 per square foot. So then what would it make sense to do, given the risk profile in this area of what is selling? What do we offer on this? So we would want to come in at a per square foot offer right here of $540,000. That's what we want to come in at on this $560,000 house. So it's $20,000 below, but that is market value for this house. Okay, so that's how we function on that. That's how we work it. All right, so this is the house. I'd say one of the main issues as well is that it backs up to this apartment complex. Okay, so we want to make sure that we definitely don't go any higher than this 540 because of it being backed up to this commercial multifamily project there. I will say that it has a very high, like 10-foot fence in the back. So you hardly see this, you hardly notice it, so that's nice. But it's nevertheless backs up to it. If it was on the other side of the street, it'd be a slam dunk, right? But still, 540 is the number. That's where you want to be at for this, no more. That's my recommendation. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at homes that just hit the market in Spring Branch and see if there's any good opportunities. So let's go on the last 1 day of sales and see if there's anything. 1 day of listings, okay. So we've got, let's go back to Spring Branch here. All right, so we've got 5 listings to hit the market. That's it, 5 listings in the last 24 hours, 5 listings. You might be surprised to realize that such low volume in 1 day comes on the market. But these are homes that have actually just hit the market fresh. These aren't ones that went off and then came on and trying to trick you. These are actually homes that just hit the market for the very first time in a very long time. Okay, so they are fresh, brand new to the market. 5 listings for today. And let's look and see what we've got. So we do have the equity and deal indicators, and we want to go based off of those. And I want to start with equity first. Let's see what that looks like. All right. Doesn't look like we have any with equity into it. So no arbitrage, no arbitrage. So those are not under the median sell price. However, we do have some that are good deals. So let's try that. So we have, as of today, we've got 3 good deal potential and 2 no deal potential. So let's look at these 3 good deal potentials. So the first one is 2710 Morning View Drive. So I'm going to click on that. First thing I want to check is it in the flood zone or not? And when I click on it, it says out to the flood zone, out low risk. Next thing I want to do is zoom into the lot and see how it looks. It's on a cul-de-sac street lot. It's facing pretty much east and west, which is not as good. We don't necessarily want east and west. We'd rather have north and south. We are close to some towers. I'd say within 100 meters of towers. That's not ideal as well. So that is kind of a problem. See, the lot size is respectable at 8,250 square foot. But the home is small, 1,384 square foot in size. So let's go ahead and run the numbers on it. So at $352,000 or 254 a square foot, let's see what we have to work with. This is in the Buffalo Creek Elementary, Holly Terrace. Let me see if I can pull this subdivision up first. Holly Terrace. All right, so let's click on solds in Holly Terrace. All right, so here's Holly Terrace. So we're looking right at Holly Terrace, and here they are plotted out. And we can see there's quite an even distribution of sales, so that's a good sign. That means it's pretty healthy as far as distribution of sales of low quality homes and high quality homes. When you have a nice even distribution, values can be obtained pretty easily. So the median sale price here is $346,500 or $213 per square foot. So it's priced right pretty much in the middle at $352. So we can see here $352 right in the middle. That works. But let's put on the brakes because at $254 a square foot, it's overpriced. $241 is where we want to be at. So considering the risk profile 11%, which is a lot lower than what we saw just a minute ago, 47%. But based on that risk profile, we want to be at $241 a square foot or less. So what does that mean? The value on this property is, let's see, $333. So they're asking $352, but we got to come in at $333 on this one for it to make sense, given the size of the home, given the location. It's out of the flood zone, so that's good. All right, next one. Let's take this back out. Okay. Next one is at 10031 Rustic Charm. All right, let's see what we got information-wise on this. It's out of the flood zone. This one is a brand new construction. I'm not a big fan of brand new construction of cookie cutter type of brand new constructions. I'm just not a big fan of those. They are risky purchases because they're new communities that don't really have any comps. Because these are brand new, but these ones were brand new a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, so they're no longer really comps, right? So there's not really comps for new construction, so that's why you got to be careful, very careful with them. We can only comp them with existing structures, and that makes it a big challenge. But let's take a look at if this is a good deal. It's at $397,740. Ask price $230 per square foot, which looks cheap. So let's take a look. This is, we don't have a subdivision name for it yet, but we can go based on the elementary school. So let's look at Terrace Elementary. Okay, so let's see, solds. All right, so Terrace Elementary right here, which is a Cy-Fair school district. Okay, so that's good. And then we're going to see a clean cluster of sales here. So all these sales are clustered around the $400,000 mark. Median sale price is $400,750. So far, so good. It's priced along what homes are selling for. So far, so good. Let's do new construction. So let's go 2023 or newer. So we'll get the new stuff. Let's do similar home size. So 1554 square foot to 1900 square feet. Okay, so what we're seeing is for homes in this area, and let me go ahead and, so by the way, these ones are in Spring Branch, they're just misplotted because we are looking at this region. We have Spring Branch market area, so the map just has them misplotted. But here's your sales. So we've got a pretty even distribution here as well, so that's very good. We need to be at 385 or 224 square foot. So for a similar home size, similar age home in the same area as Terrace Elementary School in Spring Branch, we need to be at $385,000. And this 397, 740 is what they're asking. That's not going to work. We got to be at 385. So this is the value of the home, 385. So you got to come down. If you like this house, you got to come down to 385. Okay, let's look at your next option. So I'm just going to zero these out. Okay. And so we're still looking at new construction. Or now we're going to be looking at regular. All right. So the next one is, the third one that we're going to look at is 9923 Granary Mill Place. Granary Mill Place, asking a friendly $195 per square foot, sitting on a small lot, 2,508 square feet lot. Okay, it's out of the floodplain, built in 2021, 4-bedroom, 3-bath home, 2,570 square feet in size. So this one still rates as a good deal. Let's see if that's true. Home size, actually let's look at, it's Terrace Elementary. It's also Terrace. Good. Put Terrace back in there. Okay, and then we're going to put in the home size. So 2313 to 2827. And we're going to do smaller lots. So we're going to go 3,000 or less. Okay, so it was looking good until we are looking at smaller split lots. So we have a pretty good distribution of sales, as we can see here with a skew of 0.6%, it's practically zero, so it's a nice even distribution here. The median sale price for a home similar in lot size, similar in home size, in the same market area is right over here. So also 4 bedrooms, just like this one is. These homes are selling for a median sale price of $448,580. But on the high end, we could reach to $472,000. So they're asking $500,000 for this house. Even though per square foot looks like it could work, price-wise, no. So it's about $30,000, close to $30,000 overpriced for 9923 Granary Mill Place. So we haven't really run into one yet that is doable or viable. But this one has got to be the one that's the most overpriced based on the numbers, based on the sales. So with the risk profile here, just 5%, but nevertheless, with that risk profile, 472 is where we got to be at, not 500 what they're asking. All right, now let's go back to Spring Branch, but let's look at what's come back on the market. So that's new listings. Let's see if there's anything good that's come back on the market. So today, nothing has come back on the market. Price drops. We've got 5 price drops. We have a property zoned to Valley Oaks Elementary School, a prized elementary school to be zoned to, as it's an A-rated school, and one of the few A-rated schools in Spring Branch Elementary, one of the few A-rated elementary schools. And they've dropped by 90% for this house, this property, $838,999. They like the 8s and they like the 9s apparently, and $296 per square foot. Let's click on that. So it zooms in on the location. Let's check it out. So it's in this field. It's in this open field here, so it's probably some sort of, let me see here, yeah, it's a split lot. So this is a community, new construction, 2025, 2,178 square foot lot size, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, and the home is 2,830 square foot in size. So it's a big house. So let's see what we can do with this. Valley Oaks Elementary. Okay, and here's that distribution. We can see there's a large skew here at 32.1%. So we're going to narrow this down so we can get this skew down to close to 0. We've got a lot size of 3,000 max. Let's say 0, go 3,000 max. Okay, it's not looking good. Actually, we can stop here because the sales don't go any higher than 720,000. They're asking 839,000. So no wonder why they're having to reduce the price. Reduce. Because it's way overpriced for the area. So for a home that's on a 3,000 square foot or less lot size, is not selling for more than 720K. And more like they're selling around the mid 500s price point. So you have to be very careful not to overpay. All right. So now that's not going to be one we're going to go after. So that price reduction is not ready yet. It's not reduced enough. Let's take Valley Oaks out. Okay, the next one is Valley Oaks. Here's 17.9%. This is on a much larger lot. So this could actually be a good one. Let's see, zoom in. All right, so that's a problem. So we're looking at the lot. And unfortunately, it's adjacent to commercial. Commercial that sits on busy Long Point Road. So I cannot support purchasing a lot like this. Now, if it was a few houses in, could probably do that. But there's some ugly looking 60s era multifamily here. So you don't want to be backed up to that. So better to be one of these interior lots here, one of these lots here. So this spot is really bad. We don't want to be there. So 435 looks very, very price friendly, but it would be a bad move. A bad move indeed. So we're going to skip that one because a lot sucks. Next one, $230,000 zoned to Bain Elementary School. This one backs up to commercial, but not just commercial, Hempstead Road, in a neighborhood that is called Langwood, and it's full of really cheap one-car garage or even no-car garage houses. So we're not going to touch that either. Next one is $750,000 for home zone to Hausman Elementary School. And this is very close to Hillshire Village right here. So that's very good. There's lots of million-dollar houses going up in this region. Lots of new construction. So this whole area is completely changing. Just FYI. FYI. And it's a big FYI. Because if you want to buy something with market upside, and for the future, Spring Branch is definitely it. However, we are looking at quite a premium for this house. $750,000 what they're asking. It's come down 3.7%. That may not be enough. But 233 a square foot seems reasonable. Let's take a closer look here. We got Hausman Elementary. It's been on the market 347 days. That probably points some things out right there. So has it come down enough now? Well, that's what we're going to find out. Hausman Elementary. So let's go to Hausman, put that in there. The lot size is 2,340 square foot. So I'm going to go 3,500 max. And then we're going to go home size, because right now here's our distribution. Right, and this is a 3-bedroom, so it looks like the 3 bedrooms are more like around here. Let's go ahead and put in the home size. So that's going to be a big house, 2,800 to 3,600. It's a big house. Okay, so it's a big house. 27. Let's go 2,700. All right. So that gets us 5 sales. Let's go back a little bit more. Okay, so 270 days, we get 9 sales. The median sale price is $722,500. So given that this one's been on the market 347 days, I'm going to lean towards the median sale price and the value on this house. So we got to go towards the middle. Per square foot is looking like kind of a premium though. It's shy of the 257 market value estimation, but it's getting pretty close. Whereas the $750,000 list price looks very friendly among the distribution of sales. I would lean more towards the 722.5 on this one. I'd say this one is going to be a mid-market value property since the days on market are extreme. But I will point to this being a reasonable option. It's not on a busy street. It's Shady Villa. It's not busy. There's a lot of new construction going on around it. There's new beautiful houses going up around. So I feel like this could potentially be a nice little find, a nice little nugget here at the median sale price, which is $722,500. So that's what I would go in at with this. All right, next house. We've got one more. Put everything back, reset. All right, we got a 720 here. So this 720 is more in line, but it's not in any neighborhoods. This is surrounded by a bunch of industrial with apartments all around it. So I'm going to not endorse that. You see, there's a big difference, a very big difference. This one is surrounded by commercial. That's a cardinal sin. Whereas this one, 750, is surrounded by houses and neighborhoods. Good for jogging, good for walking. This is just so much better situation. So between the two, 700 range, you're going to be taking Whispering Pines all day long. 7408 Shady Villa Lane. But try to get it for 722.5, and I think you'll be in good shape. Of course, let me negotiate that for you. All right, so let's see here. Let's go to coming soon options. Let's see what we got for that. Reset, Spring Branch, coming soon. All right, so there's 2 that are coming soon. One that's at Woodview. All right, and that's actually a pretty good looking spot. It's on the south side of Long Point. It's what we want to shoot for if possible. So it's in between Long Point and Westview Drive. It's sitting on a smaller lot, 3,011 square foot. Let's put 4,000 in there. So we want to do 4,000 or less. There's only one sale. It's only one sale, so that's not good. Let's go 270 days. That didn't help. 365 days. We've got 3 sales. Let's see. So 3 sales in Spring Branch with lot sizes up to 4,000 square foot. Yeah. So this is a no-go. We can't, there's not a market that exists for it really strongly, not strong enough to justify taking the risk and purchasing it. We have to find something better. We want something with plenty of sales. Okay, so I'm going to reset that. Let's go back to Spring Branch. Let's check the last one, which was 477 at Terrace Elementary. All right, so we got 477 at Terrace Elementary in this cute community called Pinecrest. It's a Pinecrest subdivision. So we can try to get specific to it. Pinecrest. Okay, so it's not going to allow us, mostly because of the new construction that's going on in there. Makes sense. Okay, so let's look at Terrace. Let's go to Terrace Elementary then. It's our default. Terrace Elementary. All right, this is sitting on a small lot, so we're going to go 3,000 or less. Okay, so we've got 47 sales, 3,000 or less lot size, and then we're going to do similar home size, so 2,000 square feet to 2,500 square feet. Okay, so that gets us 47 sales in the last 6 months. Oh, I put it in the wrong spot. Whoopsie. I'm supposed to put it here. Put it in the year built by accident. All right, so 18 sales. This one is 3-bedroom. So I would say right here at $440,000. $440,000. This is a 3-bedroom. Let's go to 3 bedrooms. So when we look at 3 bedrooms specifically, $455 is your max sale price, and based on the risk profile of the area, we would want to be at $451. Now we have a couple outliers down here. Let's see what these are. That's a 2025, similar size. Yeah, so those could work. Yeah, so we have some that sold down here. We've got a bunch that sold up here around 430,000. So at 477, it is much too high. We could justify, based on the risk profile of the area, 450, about 450 maximum, 450 maximum. So take a look at it. If you like it, that's where you got to be at the very most, 450. Of course, give me a call. So we'll be happy to get off this computer and go open that door for you and show it to you, and then negotiate this price for you based on the numbers. That's what we do here. So if you know, you're shopping and you're ready to hire someone with expertise, myself and my team are available. Remember, we work on commission, right? So we want to make sure that we are not just providing valuable information like this, but we're also selling houses, so that way we can stay in business. So please do, if you like anything that I've shown you, please contact us so we can come open those doors, represent you on the transaction, and give you the best service and best experience. I promise you will not regret it. Okay, looking forward to working with you at some point in the future. I hope you found this video very informative. That's it for Spring Branch as of March 10th, 2025. Stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel. We're going to be adding more content on different neighborhoods all around Houston, so you'll want to follow along. This is very useful information. We look at, as you can see, we look at individual inventory to see where the best deals are, what the best deals are, and that way you can make a transaction. At the end of the day, there's a lot of value of being able to just close the book on finding a house. Also, if you want to hire me directly as your realtor, just give me a call, shoot me a text, or message me directly here on this channel, and we can start having a conversation and getting you in some doors and seeing some houses, and we'll start working together immediately. So looking forward to that. Hope you found this video informative. Look forward to meeting you soon. Have a good rest of your night.